Yes.
How do you enter into the lottery for pre-K?
You go to your local, you find out what your locally zoned school is. Go to that school. Say, how do I sign up for pre-K? They say, we have this lottery, our pre-K meets from 11 to 2 or 10 to 1 or whatever it is. And then they will tell you the procedure to apply. Now, if that school's pre-K gets full, there may be another pre-K program that is open in the district that you can go to. And again, once you start plugging in and asking the right questions at your locally zoned school, you will get the information that you need. There was one more thing I wanted to add to that.
Data is based on the town's data. That's the way they can lie.
Right, yeah, you have to be turning 4, I would think, the year before. One thing that, since this is coming up, is we sent our child to school. It was a private pre-K, and we sent him for half days. We could sort of swing the money for that. We were up in Washington Heights. I loved that solution, that I would spend, he would go to school for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I would spend the rest of the day taking him to museums, feeding him, taking him to parks, play dates, etc. I think it's a really good option, whether it's a universal pre-K to public school or a private pre-K, that they have about, 3 to 4 hours of getting used to school and learning some things, and then the parent can take care of it.
I'm looking around the audience and I see some children that aren't quite yet ready for pre-K. So I would encourage you to know that there are things that you could do sooner than pre-K that will help you know what kind of pre-K to look for your child. Hi. You want to put them in different types of class environments so you can see what is their temperament, how do they function in a group. Are they very clingy? Do they like to be smack in the center? Do they like to hang outside and observe? And there's so many opportunities before you get to that point of where am I going to send them to pre-K, that will inform you. Know your child, which is something that you can speak to at a greater length. But I think it's wonderful that you're all so very concerned about pre-K, and as a parent, I was too. But it starts before that. Your journey starts much sooner than that.
So let's talk about preschool education, right? So not just pre-K, but starting at 1, at 2, at 3, we're educating our kids from the minute they come out, right? So what if a parent is trying to make a list for themselves of viable possibilities for getting their kids some enrichment and education in their day, even if that child is 1, 2, 3 years old? What do you recommend? What kind of resources should they look to? What should they be thinking about?
Me, I've been given the microphone. My daughter is 18 months old, and since she was probably 6 months old, I just started having playgroups at my house. Let's get together and sing songs. Let's get together and let the kids play with the toys. I feel very empowered to do whatever I want to do with my kid in terms of her education. I just want her to have fun, and I want to have fun with her, and I want to learn with her. And I have been doing that. I mean, my greatest resource right now is preschool blogs, teachpreschool.org. There's so many wonderful ideas that I'm having fun with and she's having fun with. You can go to classes such as Music Together or the ones that we have, or if you don't want to do that, you can have stuff in your home with other parents if you have the time. If you're working, you can do it on the weekends. I think that's been the best thing that I've done so far. And I've taken her to some classes and events too, and those are great because then I don't have to do the work. It's a lot of work planning activities for an 18-month-old. It's you know, when you teach something, you will almost learn more about it than they do. And so I'm learning a ton, and I think that's what I keep trying to remind myself is that my daughter and I are co-learners, and that's what I want us to be for the rest of her education. We're both going to be learning together. So I keep learning, she keeps learning, we keep doing things together. I don't know, you can speak similar.
I was going to say, go to playgrounds and speak to other parents. Go to playgrounds and find out what they're doing. Look on websites, on blogs, and see what parents like. Look, you're all here because of Mama's Network. The Mama's Network websites have an incredible amount of information about the programs that are out there. So that's a good place to start as well, and the New York Times.
The other thing is visit, when you get to that pre-K school and you really want to know what's going on, just go visit and make them let you visit. You have to be, sometimes, make a few phone calls, but the best schools want you there. They want you to see what they're doing. They're happy to show it off, and that applies to any level of schooling that your child is in, because you also have a little bit of choice in middle school and a lot more choice in high school. So do, schedule visits, like as Doug said, go to their website, see when they're having open houses, and just really observe as you walk around the building and see if it fits your child, if that's the way that your child learns, or if the atmosphere, if it's a little bit too rowdy, that might work well for kids. Some kids who are rambunctious, but others who are shy and withdrawn, and the school is a little bit more, open and touchy-feely, and let kids go a little more wild. That might not work for your child.